Earth did not end with fire or war. It ended with silence. One night, every human vanished at the same moment. No screams, no alarms, no warning. Cities stayed bright, but streets were empty. Cars stopped in the middle of roads. Planes flew on auto-control until they crashed into empty fields. Homes were warm, meals half-eaten, doors still open. The planet was alive, but its people were gone. From space, Earth looked normal. Blue oceans, green lands, white clouds. But something was wrong. There were no signals, no voices, no human noise. Far beyond Earth, the Galactic Watch noticed the silence. For the first time in centuries, Earth sent nothing. Scouts were sent. Small alien drones entered the solar system. They scanned every city, every ocean, every mountain. They found no bodies, no signs of battle, not even fear. Humans were simply gone. News spread fast across the galaxy. Some species felt relief. Humans were strong, stubborn, and dangerous. Others felt confusion. Humans did not lose so easily. The Galactic Council met in emergency session. Many leaders spoke at once. Extinction, some said. Escape, others feared. But no one had proof. While the galaxy argued, scavenger ships moved closer to Earth. They landed in empty cities. They took machines, art, and data. Earth did not resist. Earth did not react. Yet, deep under the silent stars, something changed. Long-range sensors picked up a signal, far beyond known space. It was not natural. It was moving, and it was massive. The reading showed a number that made the sensors reset. Again and again, 500,000. And they were coming. The silence of Earth did not last long in the galaxy's mind. Soon, fear turned into relief. Across many star systems, leaders began to speak openly. Humans were gone. The loud, curious, and stubborn species had vanished without a fight. Some worlds lit their skies in celebration. Old enemies smiled for the first time in centuries. The Galactic Council gathered again. This time there was no panic, only confidence. Earth is empty, one leader said. Humans are extinct. The word spread like fire. Trade routes reopened near human space. Borders relaxed. Fleets that once watched Earth now turned away. To many, the nightmare was over. Scavenger clans rushed toward Earth. They moved through silent cities and untouched labs. Human machines were strange but valuable. Art, weapons, and data were taken without resistance. Earth remained quiet, like it had accepted its fate. But not everyone was celebrating. On the edge of the council chamber, the elders of an ancient race stayed silent. They had watched the rise of many species, and their fall. Humans were different. Humans do not disappear, one elder whispered. They prepare. No one listened. Then the stars blinked. For less than a second, light across several systems faded. Ships lost control. Sensors went blind. Artificial minds froze. Then everything returned. The council laughed it off. A cosmic error. A star pulse. Nothing more. But military scanners kept running in the background. Minutes later, a junior officer spoke with shaking hands. Unknown movement detected, he said. Outside map space. The screen showed blackness. Then numbers appeared. Distances that made no sense. Energy readings that broke every known limit. The council chamber fell quiet. The officer swallowed hard. The signals are repeating, he said. They are not random. Someone asked the question no one wanted to hear. How many? The answer came slowly. Too many to count. The galaxy held its breath. After the strange blackout, no one spoke for several long seconds. Ships across many systems checked their engines, their weapons, their shields. Everything worked. Yet fear remained. The unknown movement did not stop. Deep space scanners tracked the signals again. This time they were clearer. They were not stars, not asteroids, not natural storms. They were controlled. The Galactic Council ordered a full scan. Every known sensor was turned toward the dark edge of space. Data poured in, fast and heavy. The results made no sense. The signals were spreading. They appeared in different places at the same time, far apart, like shadows moving without bodies. Then, a sound filled the council chamber. A tone, cold, flat, artificial. A message had arrived. The screen changed. Symbols appeared, then words. Simple words. Old words. Human words. The message was short. Humanity is not gone. We are watching. Panic broke the silence. Some leaders shouted that it was a trick. Others demanded proof. Military commanders ordered fleets to form lines. Weapons powered up across dozens of worlds. But the message repeated, not from one place, from thousands. Each signal carried the same words, same timing, same tone. This was no echo. It was a broadcast. An officer checked deeper data layers. His face turned pale. These signals are coming from moving objects, he said. Fast-moving objects. Another voice asked quietly, how large? The officer hesitated. We can't measure them, he said. They block our scans. Fear returned to the elder's eyes. One of them spoke at last. Humans were never weak, he said. They were patient. Suddenly, a new data line appeared. A number flashed on the screen. It climbed. 10,000. 100,000. Then it stopped. 500,000. The room went silent. Outside the council chamber, stars began to shift slowly, like space itself was making room. Space did not open. It broke. Across the galaxy, the dark between stars began to twist, not with light, but with pressure. Sensors screamed. Maps rewrote themselves. Safe routes vanished in seconds. Then they appeared, one by one at first, then in waves. Human ships. They did not jump like normal vessels. Space folded around them, as if it obeyed. Each ship was massive, larger than cities, larger than moons. Their hulls were dark, smooth, and silent. No engine glow, no heat trail, just presence. 500,000 ships took position across key systems, near capitals, near shipyards, near ancient worlds thought untouchable. They did not attack. They did not speak. Galactic fleets rushed to respond. Weapons locked. Shields raised. Orders were shouted, yet no one fired. The human ships simply waited. A brave commander ordered a scan pulse. The pulse vanished. Not blocked. Not destroyed. Gone. The truth became clear. These ships were beyond known science. Beyond known fear. On the council screen, a single human vessel moved forward. It was larger than the rest. Old symbols glowed across its surface. Symbols taken from human history. Still, no message came. Minutes passed. Then hours. The silence was worse than war. At last, a signal opened. Clean. Simple. Clear. Every screen, every speaker, every mind-link system received the same message. 3 words. Judgment begins now. Panic exploded. Some worlds tried to flee. Jump drives failed. Others begged for peace. Their messages were ignored. The human fleet began to move. Not fast, not slow, certain. Across the galaxy, leaders understood the truth. Humanity had not vanished. Humanity had returned, changed. Fear spread faster than any signal. The galaxy did not face the human fleet with one mind. Some worlds chose war. Others chose silence. Many chose to run. Coalition fleets formed in panic. Old rivals stood side by side, united by fear of the same enemy. Thousands of ships jumped toward the human lines. Weapons charged, commanders shouting orders they barely believed. The first shot was fired by a minor power. A bright beam crossed space and struck a human ship. Nothing happened. No shield flared. No damage appeared. The beam faded as if it had never existed. Then the human ship responded, not with destruction. A soft pulse spread outward. It passed through metal, shields, and hulls. Coalition ships lost power instantly. Weapons shut down. Engines died. Entire fleets drifted helpless in space. No explosions. No deaths. Just control. Across the galaxy, the same thing happened again and again. Human ships moved with calm purpose. Systems were disabled. Fleets were frozen. Worlds were isolated, not attacked. The message was clear. Resistance was pointless. The Galactic Council tried to speak. Emergency channels opened. Pleas filled the air. At last, the humans answered. A figure appeared on every screen. Not a face, not a body, just a symbol shaped like Earth, surrounded by stars. The voice was calm. Human, unemotional. We observed, it said. You feared us. You studied us. You prepared for our fall. Silence followed. You took our world when it was empty, the voice continued. You called us extinct. The symbol shifted. We chose to leave, it said. To learn, to grow, to decide. The council trembled. Now, the voice said, we respond. The signal cut. Across the galaxy, human ships changed formation. The final phase had begun. The galaxy waited. After the human message ended, no ships moved. No weapons fired. Even the stars felt still, as if space itself was listening. Then the human signal returned. This time, it was not a warning. It was an explanation. Long ago, humans had reached a limit. Earth was small. The galaxy was large. Conflict was growing, not only between species, but within humanity itself. War was coming, on a scale no one would survive. So humans made a choice no other species had ever made. They left, not in ships, not in fleets. They left as minds, as data, as thought. Humanity stepped into a higher space, a place beyond time and matter. There they watched. They learned. They tested themselves. They also watched the galaxy. They saw who feared them. They saw who waited. They saw who came to steal from an empty Earth. When humans returned, they were no longer divided by nations or fear. They were one, calm, focused. The human voice spoke again, softer now. We did not vanish, it said. We prepared. The fleets did not fire on worlds that had shown mercy. Those systems were protected. Trade resumed under human watch. Borders stabilized. But worlds that had hunted humans, mocked their fall, or used Earth as a prize were changed. Not destroyed. Controlled. Leaders were removed. Fleets were limited. War was ended by force of will, not fire. Earth was restored. Cities rebuilt. Nature healed. But humans did not return to live there. Earth became a symbol, a reminder. From that day forward, the galaxy knew the truth. Humanity was not the strongest because of weapons, not because of numbers, but because when humans disappeared, they came back better. And the galaxy would never forget the night. Humans went silent and answered later.